week of March in western Montana, and we have no snow, but my perennials are starting to pop. Let's take a look. The star of my perennial show is Good King Henry. It's a leafy green. You can't really start eating it much until it's been there for a couple of years. Delicious. You can saute it, you can eat it fresh, and at the end of the season, it gives you grain. The rock star of your perennial garden is sorrel. Now these leaves are left over from last year. They survived the snow and the freezing just fine, but there's lots of new growth coming up, like you can see right there, and all at the base. Well, it's hard to get on film, but it's a lemony spinach leafy green that you can eat fresh, you can saute, makes a great soup. Very good, very good. Let's talk about this one. This is Turkish Rocket. So basically this is a perennial arugula kind of flavor. It's a little peppery, but not hard or sharp. Comes up every year, becomes an absolutely giant plant. And it will fill this bed. It'll fill it just from these 3 little plants. Amazing. In the flower corner, I have poppies, tulips, daffodils, lots and lots of daffodils, more poppies, hollyhocks, and columbine. Now these are the pink and yellow columbines, and I've got the Colorado blue columbine started in the greenhouse. Another garden perennial to consider are your herbs. So this one is sage, and this is lemon thyme. As you can see, I need to come through here and really do a good pruning job on this. It came through the winter very happily. And then over here, I have parsley. I have more of it over there. And yes, I have parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. And if you don't get that reference, then I don't think we can be friends. The last part of my perennial game that I'm playing this year anyway is, this is my onion corner. Or I should say an allium corner, because I have 2 different kinds of chives, garlic chives and onion chives. And then I have these little dudes. That is a walking onion, also known as a top-setting onion. I think there's quite a few different varieties. This was gifted to me by a friend, and it used to live in other places in my garden, and it walked all over the place. I got tired of that. So I put it all over in this corner. Now you can see I have all of last year's growth having fallen over here, but that is a really good place for my pollinators to overwinter and hibernate. So I just let those be, and then when the weather really warms up, I'll come in here and I'll clean it up. And by then these plants will be so well established, again, with their roots, in some cases pointing downwards instead of straight up, that they'll be so well going that I can really be tough and get all of that extra stuff out of here. The other thing I noticed, now this is my 3rd year, I think, with my allium corner. It gets a little hot in this corner. It's one of the first places that the sun hits in the morning, and it stays well shining on this spot. And the onions don't necessarily love that. They can take it, but they don't love it. So my solution was to plant a hollyhock in here. And when this grows up, by the hot time of the year, this is mostly going to be in shade starting at about 11 o'clock in the morning. So the onions like it, and the hollyhocks are pretty. And then I'm sure I'm going to have to kick a lot of hollyhocks out of this corner, but that's okay. All right, the last perennial that we're going to talk about in my garden is the one that I wish I had never, ever planted. And that is this guy, hops. Why did I ever plant hops inside my garden walls? It basically took over. I have been chasing hops out of this garden bed, out of all of this, out of that garden bed. It gets over here and it chokes out anything growing on this trellis. It covered up the chicken yard and made it so dark and shady in there they quit laying. Never, ever, ever again will I even get close to a hops plant until I can get those eradicated, and maybe I'll move it to the other side of the property or nowhere.